Hello, my people, and welcome to this new video. In this new video, we are going to keep talking about securing, securing administrative access using AAA and also Radius. And on the video before, we did a packet tracer activity, and now there's a new activity. But in this one, we have to actually configure everything, right? As you can see right here, we have to, let me zoom out of it so you guys can see it. Okay, so you have to configure on your packet tracer something like this. So a topology like this, right? And I already done that, as you can see right here. Okay, and here's all the IP address that you guys have to give to each router and the host name, router 1, router 2, router 3, gigabit interface 01, and all these are the addressing table that you guys need to use to configure this topology. And here are the objectives that we have to do. Configure basic device settings. And I already done this part. So I configure the basic settings such as hostname, interface, and access passwords. And I also configure a static routing. Okay, so I'm going to start with the local authentication. Here's the background scenario. I'm not going to read all that. There's a lot to read. You can read it on your own. I'm going to leave a link to download this Word document so you guys can see and go through it just like I'm going to do it here. Here are some of the requirements that you need. Okay, so here is the part one that I already did, the configure basic device settings. Okay, so you have to cable the network as shown in the topology. You have to cable it like this. Um, here's That's going to be the server, a switch, router, another router, and make sure that your DCE is on this side of this router, and the DCE is on router 1 here, and this one on router 2. Okay, what else we have here? Okay, and it tells you how to configure it. So I did all this already, and I also configure a static default route from router 1 to 2 and from 3 to 2. I also configure all the IP addresses on all the interfaces. So make sure to do all that. And let's see what else. And what we can do to verify connectivity, to verify that everything is working, I have to ping router 1 to router 3. So from router 1, I have to ping router 3. So let's go ahead and take a look which one is the IP address of router 3. All right, I can go ahead and ping this one to router 3 from router 1 to make sure that our connectivity is working. And let's go ping, paste. And here it is working. What else you have to do? I have to ping, let's see, basic configuration, that's all done. I also have to ping PCA to router 1. So PCA to router 1. So this is the IP address that I configure here. Let's go ahead and ping that. Make sure this is all working. I already did that. I already make sure that everything is working. I want you to show you guys how to do it. I want to show you guys that it is working. Here it is working good. What else you have to do? Okay, that was it to verify the connectivity. That means that everything is working correctly. And make sure to save the basic running config so you can do a copy run to start, and that should do it. So let's start with this configuration. Okay, so first of all, we have to configure and encrypt passwords on router 1 and router 3. So the first of all is configure a minimum password length, and you can do that by doing this, right? Gonna copy that, and let's go ahead and do that on router 1 and router 3. Config terminal. You can just paste that there. Okay. Security password minimum length of 10. And let's do the same here. Router 3. Config. No, have to enable it first. I'm sorry, enable. Config G. Let's paste that there. Security password minimum length 10. Okay, the next one that we have to do is enable algorithm type and script secret. So let's go ahead and do that. Enable algorithm. I don't think I'm able to do this from here. Yep. So this actual router do not support that. So we cannot do this one. We won't be able to do this. So even if you copy and paste it, it won't work because it's not supported by this router. So I don't think that one is supported on packet tracer. Yep, there it is. That's not going to work. So what we could do is this. Let's just do enable secret. Enable secret and Cisco 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do it like that. And let's do the same for router 3. Let's just copy here and paste it on router 3. Okay, that's good. Let's see what's next. So what is next is configure console password and enable login on router 1. For additional security, do the time to exit timeout to 5 minutes. And the login synchronous command prevents the console from interrupting command entry. So the password that they want us to use is Cisco Compass. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's make this bigger. Line console, line console 0. And let's enable login, local. Let's just log in. Oops. Login synchronous. Password. Cisco Compass. Right. And what else? It was there. Then just do the login command. Right. Login command for that. And let's do also this timeout. Paste it here. So that's good. And now what we need to do next, let me see. So avoid repetitive logins during lab. Okay, so that's good. Configure router 1. We already did that. We have to do on router 1, we have to do the VTY lines, and it's going to be the same. But let me see. Oh, so this is going to be for the aux. So Cisco aux. Let's copy that password and go in here. Line aux. Let me just exit out. Line aux. And which one is the one that they want us to do? Yep, 0. Password is going to be the one that I copy. So this one, let's enable login. And I think they want us to do is login synchronous. And what else? Let's see. And the timeout as well. Oop, login synchronous, I don't really need that, but we can just do it, leave it like that. It should be fine. Paste that there. And what else do they want us to do? Login, I did that. Now let's go to the Y line VTY 0 to 4. So from here, we are going to go to line VTY 0 to 4. Oops, I guess I don't know how to spell today. Line VTY. And then I set the password to that. Enable login and accept timeout 0 to 5. Is that what it is? A 5 to 0? 5 to 0, of course. 5 minutes. Okay. Oh, this is all good. So I believe this is only for router 1. Yep, that's only for router 1. Now issue the show run command. Can you read the line? Can you read the console, aux, and VTY lines? Passwords? Let's see if we can do that. Okay, let's issue the show run to see if we can read the passwords on router 1. So n show run. Let's see if we are able to read those passwords. And yes, we are able to read those passwords. And let's go ahead and say here, yes, because they are not encrypted or not using enable secret. All right. Now configure a login banner on routers 1 and 3. So this is how they want us to do it. So we can just copy and paste this because I won't be able to remember that. And so exit mode and then disable or exit again so we could see the banner after we enable the banner on router 1 and router 3. So let's go ahead and do that here. Config T is basic configuration. That's done. And exit. And here it is. User access verification. And here is the banner. Unauthorized access circuit prohibited. Okay, so I do not remember the password. So let's go ahead and get that password. And Cisco Compass. That's the password. To log in Cisco Compass. Okay. Cisco Compass. So which one is the enable password? I think enable password was Cisco 123456. Yep, there it is. That's good. That's the password that I set up. So as you can see right here, unauthorized access strictly prohibited. That's the moment of the date banner. And let's do the same on router 3 because that's what they want us to do. Not that, but let's copy that banner again and paste it. Where are we? We are right here. Router 3. Paste that there and exit. And here it is. You're able to see that unauthorized access is strictly prohibited. Okay, let's enable this. Password. What was the password that I was set up on router 3? Was the Cisco 123456? Yep, the same one. Okay, that's good. So now they want us to do save the basic configuration on all routers. And to save that is an easy one. Copy, run, start. Save it. Now let's do the same on router 3. Copy, run, start. Let's go back to our config or activity. And here it is to save it. I already did that. Now let's configure a local authentication. So in this part 2 of this lab, you configure a local username and password and change the access for the console, aux, and VTY lines to reference the router's local database for valid usernames and passwords. Perform all steps on router 1 and 3. Okay. So let's go ahead and create that username and password for that local database. Like I said before, we won't be able to use this algorithm script because it's not supported on packet trace it. So let's go ahead and do that. Config T, username, and username is going to be password. The secret is going to be Cisco 123456, and line VTY 024. Login with the local. We have to do the same for line console 0. Login local. That's going to use the local database, which has that username and password, right? And for the aux, I believe it is line aux 4, or what was it? Line aux 0. I always forget that 0. login local as well, and that's going to use this. Let's do that on router 3 as well. Config terminal username Oscar secret Cisco 123.456 line VTY 024 login local using that local database that we just created, or that local username and password, and that we have to configure this again because it cannot have that space. That's not how I want it. So we can do that in a little bit. Console 0 login local, and then 9 aux 0 login local. That's good. And now let's exit, go back to this, and just say no, and then add it again. That's good. Let me see if I did the same on router 1. I believe I did because I just copy and pasted. Yep. So let's exit out of here and go here and delete this line. I did not do the same here. I don't know why it was like that on the other one. And let's just add it back again. So that should be good. And now exit the global configuration mode and display the running config. Can we read the passwords? Let's see if we are able to read the passwords. So exit, show run. Here it is. We're not able to read that password because it is encrypted with MD5. Let's do the same on router 5 or on router 3. I'm sorry. Show running config. And here it is. It's also encrypted with enable secret, which uses MD5. So that's good. Next. So if you want to type in, can you read the passwords? No. Configure local authentication for the console line and login. Okay, so I did all that. So they want us to exit out of the router and try to log in with our local database that we just set up. And that should be easy enough. Exit. Now it's going to ask her for a username. It was ask her, and the password was Cisco 123.456. Okay. Enable. It's going to be Cisco 123.456. Good. Now let's try it again, or let's try it on router 3, which should be the same. Let's exit. Username is Asker, Cisco 123.456. Enable Cisco 123.456. Okay, that's good. It's all working. What is the difference between login in the console now and previously? We are now using the local database, which has a username and password. After logging in, issue the show run command. Were you able to see to issue the command? No, because I don't know if they mean no, because the enable password was there. Huh? I guess, yeah. Enter privilege mode using enable. Were you prompted for a password? Yes, because enable secret was configured. Okay, because enable password and login passwords are two different things. So now test the new account by logging in the Telnet session. So let's go ahead and Telnet from computer A. Let's copy that. Go to computer A and let's Telnet into router 1. Paste Telnet. Our username is Asker, password Cisco 123.456. Now we have to enable it. Okay, that's gonna be Cisco 123.4.5.6. And here it is. We were able to Telnet and log in using the username and password and also enable it. So we were able to log into the router. So that's good. I think we're gonna have to do the same on router 3. No? Were you prompted for username account? Yes, because we because we enable or we configure line VTY 024 to use login local, right? So login with a local account. Set the VTY lines to use the local accounts and configure the transport input command to allow Telnet line VTY. We did this already, so we are ahead of the game. Let's see, save the configuration router 1. Let's go ahead and configure that or save it. Copy, run, start. Okay, that's good. And now let's configure the local authentication using AAA on router 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that, which is easy since we have done it before. And create a local username account with script. We cannot do that. We cannot do that because the router does not have that algorithm type script. Does not support that. Packet trace it. Okay, and we already created the local user account, so that's good. Exit out of mode and display the running configuration. Can you read the usernames, passwords? We won't be able to read it, but let's go ahead and show that. I already showed you guys that. Show run. And you can now read the enable nor you can read the local username password either. So let's put here nope. So now configure AAA local authentication using the Cisco iOS. So first of all, like we did plenty of times, we did a AAA new model to start the AAA services. That's how you enable the AAA services. After that, we have to implement AAA services for console access using a local database. So create the default login authentication by issuing this AAA authentication login. We're going to use the default for that. And we are going to choose local and then none. So let's go ahead and do that on router 3. So let's go to config terminal AAA first to enable AAA services, new model, and then AAA authentication. And then from here, what we're going to use is login. We are going to choose the default, and we are going to log in from the local and then set up. We are not going to have any backups for that. So that means this last command right here means that if this local database fails, we won't be able to go to a backup. So we won't be able to use another way to log into that router, okay? We did that. And now exit to the initial router screens that displays this. And then they want us to log in, okay? So let's exit out of it and then log in. So exit. So username was Oscar, password was Cisco 123.4.5.6. Enable Cisco 123.4.5.6. Remember that the usernames and passwords are both case sensitive now, okay? We are now able to, were you able to log in? Yes, I was able to log in because we are using AAA authentication, but we are still using the local database. As you can see right here, we issue that command, local database. If your session with the router port of the router times out, you might have to log in using the default authentication list. Okay, that's a note there for you. So Now router 3, attempt to log in as bad user with any password. Were you able to log in? So let's exit out of it again. Bad, and then bad, nope. Bad, and then bad, nope. Bad, and then bad again, nope. So we are not able to log in with any other accounts because we don't have any other accounts configured, correct? And no, because we need to use a local account. If I know how to spell, there it is. We have to use a local account. If no user accounts are configured in the local database, which users are permitted to access this device? That's a good question. Can anybody answer that question for me? I don't think it's going to let us to um, use the local database if there's nothing configured, right? If there's nothing in the database, it shouldn't allow us to create a AAA authentication login and using the local database. So now we are going to do is create authentication profile for Telnet using the local database. So we're still going to be using the local database. We're just going to create like a profile. So instead of putting default here, we're just going to have the Telnet lines there. Okay, and let's go ahead and do that. And this is from router 3, I believe. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Router 3, let's remote in. Was it? No, it wasn't Cisco, it was Asker. And Cisco 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Enable Cisco 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now configure terminal. And the first thing that we gotta do is AAA authentication. Um, Authentication, what are we going to authenticate? Login. And are we going to use a default? No, we are going to use a profile. So, and we're going to call this profile Telnet lines. And how do you want to authenticate this? By using the local database and then set it to none. Now we have to go to line VTY and configure that on the line VTY. So login, authentication, and we have to use this one, Telnet lines. Okay, here it is, that's good. And now, I believe they're gonna want us to log in um, to that Telnet or create a Telnet session from computer C. Let's see if we are able to do that from computer C. And we should be, why not, right? Okay, Telnet username. No Cisco, I keep forgetting, it's my name, Oscar, password Cisco 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here it is. We were able to log in. So that's good, that is working. Now, yeah, login, were you able to log in? Yes, I was able to log in because we are using that login authentication and we are calling that Telnet lines as a profile. So exit out of there with the exit command and Telnet to router 3 again. Okay, so they want us to try to log in using a bad user with username. Okay, so they're trying to Telnet and using that uh, a bad interface, a bad username and password. So let's see if we can do that. Let's exit. Okay, Telnet again. Let's put a yep. No, so yeah, it's now letting us. What it does is it's kicking us out. Right. Let me see how many tries we get. So we get two tries. After two tries, we get disconnected from the network. So to attempt to log in, the bad user, were you able to log in? No, we were not able to log in because the username and passwords that we were using are not stored in the local database of the router. Okay, and after two tries, we got disconnected. So now, observe AAA authentication using Cisco debug. And this one, this task, I'm gonna leave it up to you guys, so you guys can do this. So you guys can do a short run, include timestamps and all that good stuff, so you guys can try and debug and stuff like this. And now let's just skip through it and let's configure a centralized authentication using 888 and radius, because this is the good stuff right here. This is what you wanna see, right? Okay, so restore R1 to the basic configuration, to avoid confusion as to what was already entered in the AAA radius configuration. Start by restoring blah blah blah. Don't worry about that. They want us to reload. It's all good. We don't have to reload. This should be all good. So they want us to, if you're using computers, like real physical devices, they want you to download and install radios and all that stuff. That's good. Blah blah blah. The radius server. Okay, and it shows you how to do all that stuff. But what we want to do is I'm going to show you how to do it on my own, because this one is a little bit long. They have a long version, and I think we are up to, where are we right now? 31 minutes. So we want to go ahead and configure that radio server. And to do that, we have to go to the server services, AAA. And over here, the client is going to be R1, or is it R1? Yep, it is R1. The client IP address is going to be this one right here, 10.1.1.1, right? Oh no, let's use this is going to be the client IP. Okay, so there's the client IP. The secret is going to be Cisco 123.4.5.6, and we are going to use radius. That's good. And now let's create a username and password, Oscar, and then Cisco 123.4.5.6. Oh, let's not create. Let's do admin, and let's add it here. And now let's go ahead to the router and let's configure that. Cisco 123.4.5.6. So no, Oscar Cisco 123.4.5.6. Okay, enable one Cisco 123.4.5.6. Cisco 123.4.5.6. Okay, so now let's go ahead and configure this on router 1. Config terminal, and we have now enable AAA services. So let's go ahead and do that first. And now we are going to do AAA authentication. What do we want to authenticate? The login. And let's just leave this as default. And what do we want to use? We want to use a group, and we're going to use radius, of course, right? And then if radius is not available, I want to use the local database to log in. So that's all set up there. And now we also have to set up the server, so radius server. And now we have to put the host IP address, which I believe is 192.168.1.3. Yep, that one. So that's good. That should work. And the key is this one right here, Cisco 123.4.5.6. Okay, Cisco 123.4.5.6. So that's good. All right, the next step is to configure into Telnet line VTY 024 login, and I wanted to log in using authentication. Okay, and let's just leave as default. Okay, and next is going to be from the console, from the line console 0 login authentication default. And now from the aux, if you also want to do that, 0, login, authentication, default. That's good. So now what we can do is try to exit out of here and try to log in with this username admin and password Cisco. Let's go ahead and exit out of here, exit again, and exit again. And now we have to use admin Cisco 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see, it is working because we're using that radio server. And since we're using that radio server, we can add more username and passwords here. So let's go ahead and create another one. Let's do LOL, password LOL, add it, and let's see if we are able to do it from the console. We should be able to LOL, LOL. There we go. We were able to log in. Now let's see if we can Telnet, right? Prompt Telnet, Telnet to here, and there you go. LOL, LOL, and there you go. We were able to log into the router using that new username. So that means that it is working. And now what we could do instead of radius, because radius, remember, the radius server that only encrypts the password, but tacacs encrypts the entire packet. So tacacs is actually more secure and it is better to use because it uses TCP. Tacacs uses TCP and radius uses UDP, and it only encrypts the password, but tacacs encrypts the entire packet. So let's go ahead and configure the tacacs server first. So let's go to the server and to services. We are going to do um, the same, right? But for tacacs. Here we go. Tacacs server should be the same. That's good. And now we could use haha for the username. We should be able to authenticate with all 3 users, by the way. So what we have to do is now we have to configure that tacacs server on our router. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So what we could do right here is config terminal, and then from here we can do AAA authentication. I don't know how to spell authentication, and the login and default group, that was radius, and the default was local, right? And now what we could do is here do this no to cancel that out, and what we want to use is we want to use tacacs, right? Tacacs, there you go. Now we have to um, add that server, and that server I believe was 192.168.1.3. Oh, oh, I left this, so sorry for that. Tacacs one host 192.168.1.3, and the key was Cisco 123456, and that's good. And we don't have to configure line VTY or console, nor I have to do it on the aux because we already, the way that we added this one was a default, so we are using all the defaults. So that should be able to grab that tacacs um, tacacs configuration and put in the line console and the line VTY and also on the line aux. So what we're going to do is try to log in to the router. So we can use LOL, LOL, okay, and there you go. We were able to log in using tacacs. And let's see if we can let's just create another username Oh, we did the haha, so let's do this haha to see if it works. Router 3, no, not router 3, router 1. Exit, haha, haha. And there you go, we were able to log in using tacacs. And then also, if we just want to do another one, we can just go right here and exit out of this and Telnet again, and let's use haha and haha. And there you go, we were able to remote in to the router by configuring the local database, radios, and tacacs. So as you can see, everything is working. It took me a little bit longer than what I wanted it to be, but hey, I believe we learned a lot from these configurations. We took our time, and it is Friday night, and I'm having a drink. I'm having fun because I love Cisco and I love network. So I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did. And thank you guys for watching again. And I love you guys. See you in the next one. Bye bye.